right. Hi, everybody in Scoring Notes land. As you may know, I'm Philip Rothman,
I'm David McDonald.
and we are here in Berlin, Germany, at the 2023 MOLA conference, the Association of Performance Librarians. David, it's been great. First of all, it's great to see you in person.
We get to see each other in person about once a year, and this
Yeah.
is our one time this year.
Yeah, and it really couldn't be a better time with our friends from MOLA. They have just been terrific, and it's been such a whirlwind of activity and illuminating conversations and information. And anyway, we're having a great time.
Yeah, and we're here. This is actually like where the Berlin Philharmonic plays,
Yeah.
which is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And this is the first year of the MOLA Tech Fair,
Yes.
which I know you were pretty involved in, and so that was really interesting as well.
Yeah.
I don't think technology is going out of style in this field anytime soon.
Definitely not. So what happened was, it used to be the case where MOLA kind of interjected little bits and pieces of technology into the main conference. And the MOLA leadership decided that, this is time. So that it's time for all of the technology related things to be part of a day-long tech fair, and that was the first day of the conference. And David, you actually kicked it off talking about iPads and iPad readers and their use in the library.
Yeah, it was a great conversation with librarians from all over the world, which was very cool. Librarians from Sweden, Germany, and Melbourne, Australia, all in various stages of iPad or other tablet adoptions.
Right.
And it was really interesting to hear them talk not just about the tools themselves, but about the process and the very human side of moving from one particular workflow that has worked for a lot of people for decades, if not centuries, to a new kind of workflow, and what the challenges and also the benefits are of making that change. And that was a really fun way to kick everything off, because this is such a fundamentally analog acoustic discipline. To bring in digital technology is still a very new thing. And then later in the day, speaking of bringing in digital technology to a very old practice, you also led a panel with a bunch of different software developers about music notation software that day.
That's right. And, to your point, it did seem like it was 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I thought it was really interesting to hear directly from the librarians. So often we hear from the developers themselves, and those were the folks that I interviewed. But you were actually talking to the librarians on the ground, the challenges, the pitfalls, the benefits of using iPad score readers, and different ones, Fourscore, Music, Demusco. Every one of these, or at least Music and Demusco, they actually had exhibits, vendor tables, both at the Tech Fair and here right at the Philharmonic during the main conference. So it's been great to see the librarians interact with them, get to ask them questions, learn more about it, and hopefully encourage the adoption of that technology. And then, yes, I did speak with. We had a music industry notation. What am I trying to say? Music notation software and industry perspective was the name of the session, and it was the developers from MuseScore, Dorico, SoundSlice, and Notion. And I thought that was a really great cross section, because some of those are tablet apps, some are free, some are paid, some are desktop, some are subscriptions, some are standalone purchases. But it was great because it started at a very high level about the philosophy of music notation, really, and digital representation of it. And Adrian from SoundSlice made the point, I thought it really framed the entire discussion. He said, there are 2 ways of thinking about it. There's thinking about the painting and the photo aspect of music notation, and the engraved aspect and the beauty of the visual, and then conveying information. And of course, that's how we transmit data: MIDI, music XML, and that gets changed depending on what software platform it's in and how it's manipulated and how it's interpreted. And the discussion went from there, and we talked about the state of the industry, where things are going, and connect. I gave him a little hypothetical about, imagine a scenario where all 4 of your software products were used in the same project, and how that might work. And they were game, and they went for it, and it was a lot of fun.
it was the whole day was fascinating to
Yes.
talk to, like you said, the combination of the people who make this stuff and the people who are using it on a day-to-day basis, and just all of those conversations were fascinating. And we should say that our mutual friend Mark Fabulich of the Boston Symphony Orchestra kind of spearheaded that whole
Yes.
project and did a lot of logistical work to make sure that that day came together, and it came together really well. It was a really exciting way to start the conference.
It was great. Yeah, Mark is the co-chair of the MOLA Tech Committee. Certainly, Amy Tackett, who is the MOLA administrator, and of course, all the MOLA leadership. They did a tremendous job, and we're so thankful that they brought us into the conversation and let us play such a key role in it. And then the rest of the conference are, there's lots of things specific to the library, and whether it's copyright Q&A, there was a session on that, music publishers, harp notation, lots of other things here at the MOLA conference. And in addition, there's the Musical Instrument Museum, and just the beauty of the weather has been fantastic. So
We really got very lucky on the
we did.
weather.
We did. So it's going to conclude. We're recording this on the third day of the conference, the Sunday, and it concludes on Monday. But we will cover as much as we can on scoringnotes.com. I know we will have, in some way, shape, or form, the audio from the two sessions that you and I did respectively, David, as well as some snippets from other things, and an overall overview with photos and a summary of the tech fair that we just described here. So check out scoringnotes.com. David, it has been so great to see you and work with you over these past 3 years, and it's going to continue, but just to do it in person has been amazing, my friend.
It's been great.
It's been
It's been
great.
really great.
Yeah. And of
Thank you.
course, thanks to all of you for listening and watching. We will see you next time.